What is up, everybody? Welcome to my Cowboys family here tonight. Hump day, guys. And we got practice brewing. We got our defense. How is that going to look against this 1-8 team, this offense, led by first overall pick, Bryce Young? We're going to talk about that and so much more tonight. Welcome in to my Cowboys family for another one this week, guys. Appreciate everybody in the house. Make sure you don't forget to hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you know we're going live. Of course, you go jump in the Discord for updates through there, and also all football information from the family. And then, of course, all social media, including X, Twitter, whatever, at My Cowboys Family. That's where you can see us at. That's where you can see what we drop, and that's where you can see when we go live. It's nightly here. We try to make this nightly for 6 years plus on this little corner of YouTube. So, before we get to all the news, info, and updates, let's get to the shout-outs and those that rock the house on the nightly here. And this week, we got some takeover representation, starting with Jason Renfro. He's our sponsor of the week. He is the gifting membership king. And Jason Renfro is still hanging on there with 37 points on that stream, boss. Jason Renfro always representing it. Much love to him. And then don't forget about that Cash App. SnugX was number one for 12 straight weeks. That streak was snapped by Mr. Stanley Smith. A lot of S's representing there in the Cash App. Much love to Stanley, who is trying to maybe continue a little streak. He started off this week, right? These first couple of days as the leader in the Cash App this week. We'll get to that in a minute because we also had a couple other drops that kind of passed through here pre-stream, as you'll see in a minute. I do want to shout out also when it comes to the gifting board. Much love the Skeptical Fan. He just dropped a gifting membership today, pre-stream. He also dropped a thanks. He said from Skeptical Fan, Go Cowboys, a $2 thanks. Many ways to drop the love here. Much love to Skeptical Fan, the man with the plan, always staying skeptical. Hey, and Skeptical, he is currently in a tie. He dropped his one gifted membership today. Much love, by the way, to Foxy's Friends, who gets that, that gifted membership from Skeptical. But that puts him in a first-place tie, 1-1, versus NDN Boogie, trying to take that Jason Renfro gifting crown. We'll see what happens. And, of course, the board's been updated. A lot of different names changing up there. But you also got to represent here the Cash App drops from Mr. Jason Renfro here. And again, Jason Renfro, he's always up on this board in the Cash App side of things. So much love to him with his $1.38 holler and a Go Cowboys. So again, always much love to Jason Renfro. And Stanley Smith running in first place until we have a new leader here pre-stream. Not Snug Smith, but SnugX is the new leader on the Cash App, the 100. He's got the overall lead as well. He just jumped Marissa Sparkle. SnugX in first place on the overall board, first place on the Cash App board. Is he coming back to start a new streak? Is he going to dominate it? You know why Snug is here. Go Cowboys. Now, unfortunately, the wife cannot make it tonight. Again, late stream for us. We're exhausted. We had a long day today, and the wife has an early day tomorrow. So, I'm solo riding this one alone with the family in the chat. And, just you guys drop your thoughts. I'll check in there once in a while. It's not going to be as, as interactive as it usually is, unfortunately, because the wife always rocks it. But, you catch my attention, and I read your comment, talk about what you're saying, and beyond. Much love to everybody in the house right now, and to all the people representing this board, like Jason Renfro, and of course, the Cash App King. Don't ever forget Mr. Stanley Smith. But then you got this new crop of crew here, right? Which is NDN Boogie and Skeptical trying to take over one board over the gifting membership. You got SnugX taking over the rest. So we'll see what happens as this is day 3. Oh, there I am. Day 3 here on my Cowboys family for this week. Now, there's 4 ways. Again, I talked about the thanks button. There's, of course, the super chat, this gifted membership. You can jump into membership on your own. It has its perks. Trust me. We're going to talk about that in a minute here, about the star level and over everything level. But there's 4 other ways you can jump into that Cash App battle. Of course, Cash App, $ My Cowboys Family, Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, PayPal, Cowboys, MyCowboysFamily at gmail.com. And then get your mention on the screen just like you do with the stream, with the super chats. You get that Streamlabs drop right there. Much love to everybody who uses that side of things and gets in that Cash App battle. Now, I do want to shout out our star level members in a second. First, I want to shout out the star level and over everything level for this Sunday afternoon. At the halftime of this game, we're going to try to get this jersey raffle done for the star level and over everything levels. If you guys got to be one of the people on that squad to get a chance to win a sewn and stitched jersey of your choice, pretty much. A lot of choices to choose from our Cowboys, styles, sizes, legends, old school, new school, star level, and over everything level. If you're in any of those levels, you're in this monthly jersey raffle. And, this time around, last month we had, let me put it back up here. Last month we had the Lunatic, I think, win it, and he re-raffled that jersey into, I think, last week's raffle. So much love to Mr. The Lunatic, who is one of the star level members. Without further ado, by the way. And by the way, you guys can still jump in that if you wanted to. The last second here, you guys are more than welcome to still upgrade or jump into star or over everything levels. But now let me give what the star level and over everything level gets every single night here. One of the many perks, the nightly shout-outs. And let me begin, the man staying skeptical fan. Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Mary Alvarez, Andy Post, Marissa Sparkle, De Lunatic, and in the over everything level, the top shelf level, Seabass in the house. Much love to you, sir, and go Cowboys. So I think we're caught up now with the intros. It's time to do this shout out to those in the chat tonight. It's going to be a little slow. It's a little late nights here on MCF with just your guy, not the guy and girl combo. We'll make it work here. Freedom First was first today. House Nelson in the house. Matt Persico, Fuego. Everybody here in the house. Appreciate you guys. Skeptical fan with the gifted membership. Foxy's friends. Congrats again. Jason Renfro, of course, in here. The wife was here earlier before she had to take a little nap and get a little sleep, for work in the early morning tomorrow. So skeptical fan in the house. We got the Orion Files, Spoony Dog, Mark Hovsepian, Aloha, the man with the plan all the way from Hawaii, repping that star for everything. James Macias here. We got Cactus G in the place to be. Burn. Yeah, Burn Bar dropping all the exclamation points, right? Appreciate you. And yeah, all the info is in there. Scorpio in the house. Much love to Scorpio, Burn Bar, Jason Renfro. You see the new emojis, man. Drop them like it's hot. Motor City Maniac here. He's Detroit line representation. We're going to be meeting them second to last game of the season. I can't wait, Motor. That'll be fun. Justin D here with us. Rolando Rodriguez representing from South Texas. You know it. Azteca Aguilaro for Puro Pinche Cowboys. Lil Dallas Cowboy in the house. He said go Cowboys. He said go Dak. Scorpio, Skeptical, Azteca, everybody here. Go Cowboys and appreciate you all. Let's get it rolling. It's going to be a quickie tonight. There's just not that much news and info, but we're going to make it work here. And, hey, if we're done in 30 minutes, MCF gets to go to sleep earlier. I'm exhausted. So let's talk about it. NFL news first and foremost. I'm sure most of you guys heard this. Deshaun Watson, who had that injury throughout the last couple of weeks, been running with that shoulder injury. Man, he's officially ruled out for the season, like LVE. Deshaun Watson suffered a season-ending shoulder injury in that first quarter. I guess he wasn't banged up, but this injury specifically happened in the beginning of that Ravens game, and he's now going to IR, out for the year. Season-ending shoulder injury that, again, it's a displaced fracture in his right glenoid. That's in his shoulder there. And he'll have to have surgery to repair it. The surgery knocks him out for the year. Full recovery is, of course, expected. Deshaun Watson played through an ankle injury in the first half of the season. I think, broken shoulder. Now P.J. Walker was supposedly their starting quarterback, but they got that receiver turned quarterback, right, taking over there in Cleveland as they're trying to make any kind of run at things. They're hanging by a thread, the Browns. But Deshaun Watson, who's been compared and said, oh, he's better than Dak. Deshaun Watson has played 11 games in the last 3 seasons. I take Dak, and so do you. Former Jets running back Michael Carter, who was released yesterday, was kind of a little bit of a surprise. Today, he's immediately claimed off waivers by the Arizona Cardinals. So, that's the 1-2 punch there in the NFL. For the most part, there's other things going around, but, we concentrate on the more interesting things here when it comes to the NFL. And then the most interesting thing, which is our Dallas Cowboys, right? What's up, guys? Mike Aldana here with us. Hey, we'll see, Motor. Your team is for real, Motor. Trust me. Detroit is for real. It just, can they beat the top 3 teams ahead of them? That's what it goes. They're the 4th team, in my opinion, but they're definitely showing out. I don't think they're as good as the Cowboys, Eagles, or Niners, but they're the 4th team on that list right now in the NFC. Watson getting paid for 11 games, right, Scorpio? Lions are no joke, yeah. Hey, Scorpio, true football fans know which are the truer teams, the better teams out there. We ain't going to play a lot of them right in the next couple of weeks. So that's good for us, but also fans get overhyped about things that are, just not really reality for the Cowboys. So we're going to blow out these teams, but they suck. So when we get against teams like the Eagles, then after that the Bills, and after that the Dolphins, and after that the Lions, that's a tough 4-game stretch, and I'm looking forward to it in December. Can't wait. Now, Stephen Jones. Now, Jerry Jones, he was having today was his nap day, right? Little old man Jones there. But we had Stevie Jones, the son, on the ones and twos out there in the airwaves. And he said that, and today's a defensive, kind of stream for our Cowboys versus the Panthers offense. But let's take a look at our offense, because Stephen Jones couldn't stop talking about our offense. He said the offense is just coming together right before our eyes. Now, what did he actually say? Well, 105 through the Fan today on the radio, Stephen Jones said about our offense, really the team, but the entire offense. He said, you can see the offense coming together right before our eyes. Over the last 3 weeks, CeeDee is now the first player in the NFL history to put up 3 games in a row with 10-plus catches, 150-plus yards. Obviously, I think everybody's really gelling and starting to execute for what Mike McCarthy wants out of this offense. And, Stephen Jones added, you're really starting to see it. And these things come together. And as these things come together, it'll open up other opportunities for other players. I think they're going to feed off one another. A big plus as we move forward is that you can see people really comfortable in this offense. And like I said, I think we'll continue to build as a team. Now, again, usually we make jokes to Stephen Jones, but I do agree with him here. It is gelling, coming together against lesser teams, but we did it against the Eagles, still rolling there. So, it's more than just like bad teams. It's that we just look more comfortable. Bad teams or good teams against us, the offense looks 10 times more comfortable. Now, he talked about CeeDee Lamb. We're going to talk about CeeDee Lamb. This offense, by the way, against this upcoming Carolina Panther team, which, by the way, just a reminder here, and drop your emojis if you got them, whether it's whichever emoji you want. We got them all right now. You can drop them if you're in the membership. Crying Panther, you got Pink Panther, you got Grumpy Panther. We should see a lot of these faces from the fans and the players throughout this game this upcoming Sunday. Now, that's one part of things. I do want to say one last thing here. The Cowboy offense is scoring an average of 29.9 points per game. That's the second most in the NFL. That's basically 30 points a game this offense or this team is putting up. I say more the team because sometimes you get points in the defense. I'm not sure if that's counted in the mix here. But the Panthers defense, our opponent this weekend, they're allowing an average of 26.9. So we're averaging 27 point games. They're allowing an average of 27 points per game. That is the third worst in the NFL. How? Well, let's talk about, not their bad, let's talk about our good. Not just the offense and the points we're putting up, but CeeDee Lamb's unbelievable performance so far. In fact, so good. Guess who was the NFC Player of the Week? CeeDee Lamb, guys. Yep, Player of the Week. He was Offensive Player of the Week, NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And CeeDee Lamb, with 11 catches, getting 151 yards, 14 rushing yards, and a touchdown in the air, a touchdown on the ground. CeeDee Lamb, again, a third game in a row with 10 or more catches and 150 more yards. That's never been done in the NFL. Congrats to CeeDee Lamb, and he well deserved this award. But, we talk about these awards, and is that important or not? It was interesting to hear CeeDee Lamb after the game, who kind of, after the game, post-game, he kind of said that, he said a quote that was kind of misrepresented, and he supposedly he had said, he supposedly said, I am the top receiver in the game. That's what we had heard initially, but according to CeeDee Lamb today, I'm sure we'll hear more from him tomorrow, he kind of brought up the thing that, the statement he made, which was whether it was widely misheard or misquoted in the locker room interview. He said today, CeeDee Lamb said, quote, I'm a top receiver in this game, not the top receiver in this game. He wanted to make sure everyone understood and confirmed that. The full quote from Sunday was, quote, I'm one of them ones. I'm a top receiver in this game, and there's no question about it. If there is, I'll see y'all again next week. Meaning, hey, I'm going to put up these numbers again against the Panthers, whoever we're up next. So again, when you change it from I'm a top receiver in this game, not I'm the top receiver, obviously it changes the context there. But as we know, like I'm reiterating, Lamb, NFC Offensive Player of the Week, becoming the first player again to break a lot of historic stuff here. with the 10 catches, 150 yards. So when you look at other guys on this team, like Jake Ferguson, who's having a fantastic season for our Cowboys. In fact, the last player that hit 3 consecutive touchdowns in a row, in 3 consecutive games. I'm sorry, a touchdown in 3 consecutive games. The last tight end that did that was Jason Witten in 2019. So Jake Ferguson is doing something that Schultz and Blake Jarwin and whoever else came up there in these years in between could not do. So that's big there. It's Ferguson's second year with the Cowboys. And Ferguson said this interesting comment about his experience with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Quote, "I still remember playing Madden with these two guys, and now I'm like part of it. So it's pretty surreal for me. Sometimes I sit in the huddle and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm a part of this." Man, you're playing Madden, you're playing as CeeDee Lamb or Dak Prescott, and all of a sudden you're now in the huddle with these guys. Impressive. Anyways, now talk about tight ends. Not shown right now, but Payton Hendershot, guys. This guy's been injured for 4 weeks. Is he coming back? What's going on? I mentioned him last week, saying, will we come back off the IR soon? We don't know, right? He had an ankle injury. He said today that he will resume practice this week, which is great news. Again, he's been designated to return from the injured reserve, meaning the 21-day window is now open for Hendershot. He can get out on that field and play possibly this week. He said he feels fresh. He said he's eager to move around on the field at practice. Now, he did stress he's unsure if he's going to get to play so fast after getting acclimated here on Sunday against the Panthers, but he said physically he's in a good place, which is great news. Hendershot designated to return. And when you look at our injury list, Hendershot was on there, which is great to see because that means he's on the cusp of getting back on the field. Number 89, maybe a welcome need there with Schoonmaker shitting the whole bed there. So Hendershot with the ankle injury, full practice today. Great news there. Other guys that were on the injury report, which is the first one of the week, guys, Viliami Fehoko. All right, we know he's the rookie edge. He never played yet this year. Knee injury, full practice. We have Osa Odigizua, hamstring, full practice. Jalen Tolbert, receiver, knee injury, full practice. Cavante Turpin, who was injured last week, and Rico Dowdle also had that tweaked ankle. Let me go to Rico Dowdle with a running back with that ankle, full practice for Rico. Great news. Cavante Turpin with the shoulder injury, he missed the last game, full practice for Mr. Turpin. So we got everyone in here. Now, the one last guy was Jordan Lewis, who had that shoulder neck injury. They listed as a neck at the end of that game. Full practice for him as well. Great freaking news. Now, this was a walkthrough, so it's taking a little easier. This is their expectations if they were in a hitting practice. But tomorrow is the big hitting practice day. It's always the second one of the week. Today's the first. They can take it a little easier. A lot of vet days. You're seeing kind of that going on. But tomorrow, today's the walkthrough. Tomorrow is going to be the hitting day, and I think these guys will see what their real statuses will be tomorrow. I'm assuming they all will be good to go, guys. All 53 players on our game day roster, our active roster, would have participated if practice was a full practice today, and that is according to the injury list, the injury report, and that includes Jordan Lewis with the shoulder, who got hurt right at the end with the neck stinger. Or the shoulder stinger, and Turpin with that shoulder injury, who was inactive and did not play. And we had Deuce Vaughn taking over, and Rico Dowdle taking over the returns, punt returns, kick returns. So I wanted to break down the entire list of our injuries, our injury updates. Fan-fucking-tastic, right, guys? It's great to hear that, great to see that. And outside of the LVE and CJ Goodwin news this week, outside of that, this is a great freaking time to be a Cowboy player on the 53-man roster there. So, yeah, guys, great news there on the injury front, outside of the things that we already knew. By the way, you see him, the man, Jason Renfro dropping that 1-2 punch. That $2 holler, the J. Lou 2. I mean, that's good luck right there because he will be, it looks like he's going to be good to go this week at practice. Jason Renfro said simply 2 words with that $2 holler. Go Cowboys! You know it. Jason also, the stream boss at 37, now up to 39 points on the stream boss. And, of course, Jason, trying to creep up a little bit more there. I think he does, actually. I updated this board by hand on the fly. There ain't no buttons I press to jump people. I do it by hand because you guys deserve every little keystroke on here. And after Jason Renfro dropped that little $2 holler, he now passed everyone to go into 7th place. Not everyone, from 9th to 7th. For Jason Renfro, much love, as he drops Indy and Boogie in a tie with Clark motherfucking Kent for 8th place. Much love, Jason. And he moving on up like the Jeffersons. Now, I do want to rewind a little bit here. You heard me say LVE. There's a reason why I said LVE. He's a really big. We're going to talk about our defense. That's it. No more offense. No more special teams talk. This is all defense. Our defense versus their offense from here on out, guys. I told you today was going to be one of those quickies, right? So let's look at this, guys. LVE. Everyone's kind of talking about LVE, LVE. Here's some news, guys, and you see it in the title. Great news. LVE continues to be around the Cowboy team, despite having the season-ending neck injury. Could be career-ending neck injury. McCarthy today spoke, and he only spoke a little bit, Mike McCarthy, but he did speak in detail about what you're seeing from LVE. And it's great news because LVE is veteran. He's still got some veteran in him, right? LVE has been hanging around the team, and the team is hanging around him. They're supporting him. In fact, McCarthy said this about Leighton Vander Esch. McCarthy said, quote, "I think this is not just a conversation. This is something you just don't have one talk about. I think the biggest thing, I know most of us in the locker room, we've had conversations about football, but this is just to give LVE the time and space to sort through this injury. This is a big decision. It's obviously not the first time he's been through this neck injury, and the whole history of it, what's in front of him personally, all of those things factor. But yeah, I don't think we'll be having just one conversation. We definitely want him to be a part of this moving forward." So that was McCarthy's comments on this guy, LVE 55, who, again, season's over. Career over? Question mark. I mean, unfortunately, it could very well be. But, you know, you're seeing what the feel is around the locker room when it comes to this guy and what people are saying about him, thinking about him, his teammates, his coworkers. A lot of Cowboy players reacted to the LVE injury and being out, and I'm reacting to Jason Renfro's dollar holler right there. Just boom, bang, pow. And, you know, just keeps crawling up slowly but surely. He'll get to that next level soon here. Much love, Jason Renfro, with the dollar holler. And as I always like to say, real loud and proud, Go Cowboys. Now, Leighton Vander Esch out for the year. What did some of his teammates say? J-Ron Curse, number one, safety/hybrid linebacker, so he has some of that feeling there. He said this about the LV injury, quote, "We're fathers, we're brothers, we're sons. This is a small portion of our life when it comes down to playing this sport. We've been playing it for so long. But the amount of years spent playing football, you're going to have many more years where you're not playing football. There's a lot of different things you have to think about when it comes down to it." So J-Ron Curse understands this is bigger than just football. This is an injury that could affect his life, safety, his everything. So DeMarcus Lawrence, D-Law, Tank, whatever you want to call him. DeMarcus Lawrence is what I call him. Edge rusher there on the other side. You know, he got a sack last week. Nice job rushing like Micah up the middle there. But DeMarcus Lawrence said this about LVE, quote, "It's hard to lose a brother like Leighton. He's someone that we rely on each and every day, especially as the Mike linebacker. Definitely got to show our gratitude for him and what he did for us last year. We're still with him, and he's still with us in spirit. We're praying for him to continue to get better. And we're all hoping the best for LVE without question, no diggity, no doubt." But that's, you know, a player that played safety with J-Ron Curse, a player who plays on the line, which is, DeMarcus Lawrence. And we know that Jason Renfro just popped up on the screen there. Again, gifted membership, and Motor City back in the family of membership. Much love to him. Much extra special love to Jason Renfro with that gifted membership. Our gifting king just said, "Hold up, we're in a three-way tie here when it comes to the gifting board." And I mean a tie. I mean Indian Boogie, Skeptical Fan, and this past week's winner, Jason Renfro. Much love to Jason. You know why he's here. And hey, he's also in first place. He's always repping that star for everything. Yes. Go Cowboys, brother. And hey, by the way, everybody's in first place now on the gifting board. Jason Renfro in first. Skeptical Fan in second. And boogieing on down, Indian Boogie in third place. Again, much love, much appreciation. And always, go Cowboys. You know it. Always go Cowboys. By the way, with that drop as well, man, I'm telling you, Jason Renfro, when he's on a mission, he's on a mission. He said, "Hold up. I'm jumping everyone into fourth place on the board from 9th to 7th to 4th. Jason Renfro is moving on up like the Jeffersons. And he's in 4th place. Skeptical and El Fuego and Hannibal King dropped tied in 5th place. And then, of course, N.A. Boogie and Clark Mohun Kent in 8th there and tied. By the way, Snug X in 1st, Marissa Sparkle in 2nd, Stanley Smith in 3rd. And like I said, Jason Renfro in 4th as he controls 40 points on that stream, boss. Appreciate you, Jason. And go Cowboys. So, now, as I continue here, we talked about all these guys. An edge lineman, a safety. Both guys, LV's done stuff, whether it's J-Ron Kearse playing that linebacker spot like LV does as a hybrid linebacker for J-Ron Kearse, whether it's LV pass rushing like DeMarcus Lawrence, or, DeMarcus Lawrence kind of pass rushing the way LV does, sometimes standing up, rushing up the middle, the outside. So again, I'm just trying to say there's a little switch off there, but what about the guys that have to take over the middle, man that Mike, man the linebacker spots? Well, there's a couple of these guys, and they're very important to this team, starting with number 33. Oh, yeah, he's peeking right over LV. It's Damone Clark. Damone Clark said this about Leighton Vander Esch, quote, Leighton has always been in the meetings with us. He's always got a message to send in the group messages. Even after the injury, Leighton is still pouring his heart out on the sideline for us and pointing out things that he's seeing and being a coach for us on the sideline. I'm going to support him because that was a guy that was with me every step of the way when I was rehabbing and coming off my neck injury. He said, don't worry about me. I'm going to be straight. And that just speaks to the type of warrior he is. He's going to help us a lot. I talk to Leighton all the time. I look up to Leighton. That's someone that does everything the right way to me. That's way more important than the football player. Even if I never play another down with Leighton, that's my brother. So again, that you could almost feel like these guys know. They know that LVE is about out of here. And it just sucks. Not just for the Cowboys, his last year with the Cowboys probably, but it's about the playing football side of things, that brotherhood of NFL football. So again, obviously the players seem a little bit saddened here and a little bit, kind of sticking with it. Look, the great news is he's involved in everything the Cowboys are doing right now. Meetings, revving them up, whatever it takes. So he's involved and he's part of this team. No matter if we win a Super Bowl, he gets a ring as well. Obviously, everybody does, but deservingly so. He is part of this team, and he is helping these younger guys kind of trying to pick up the slack, and he's helping a guy like Marquise Bell. Hell yeah, Marquise Bell come out again as a safety, undrafted. He's now one of the best linebackers in the NFL right now this year. Marquise Bell, number 14. Filling these big shoes right now at linebacker. This is what he said when he had a chance to get in the game earlier this year for the first time, really at linebacker position. He didn't really play in college. He said this, quote, I was nervous coming in last year, not knowing where I fit in and how everything would play out, but I got to trust. I got to trust it. I'm blessed to be in this position I'm in right now. And he said, even though we don't have Vander Esch on the field, Marquise Bell said he's able to catch a lot of wisdom from him on the sidelines during games as he continues this transition from safety to linebacker. And Marquise Bell explained it. He said, quote, LV, he's on the sideline with us now. He's like another coach. He's definitely helping me find my way as a linebacker, and he's a great guy. Leighton is a great mentor and a great leader to this team. So again, we don't see those intangibles behind the scenes with LVE not having the greatest year, then he got hurt. But he's still a guy who really helps this team, the young guys, as a leader for this crew here. So, again, you look at Marquise Bell. He's playing opposite of Damone Clark, who just spoke about LVE. And Bell has been able to kind of form a bond with his new partner, Damone Clark. This is a new linebacker crew, and this is the linebacker crew who's got to get it done this season. So, again, Marquise Bell said this about Damone Clark, quote, that's my guy. Me and Damone came in together last year. We're both learning together. So we're teaching each other things. And I was a safety first, so I'm telling him things from the back end coverage perspective. And he can teach me and tell me things what the front side is doing. We're giving each other help. We're giving each other game to help us grow. So they're just mixing it up, guys. Damone Clark saying, listen, this is what you do when you had to worry about stopping the run and going forward and pressuring the quarterback, whatever it is, as a linebacker. And then Damone Clark getting help from Marquise Bell about coverage and this safety kind of mindset. So it's almost like they're both hybrid linebackers and safeties in a way, right? According to Marquise Bell and, I'm going to say in a minute here, because Jason Renfro just dropped $1.60 a holla in the house. Much love to Mr. Jason Renfro and a big, huge Go Cowboys. Appreciate you, man. Again. Jason Renfro just trying to keep moving on up. And we got another drop here by Mr. Mark Hovsepian with that $5 holler. He put 5 on it, jumps on the board for the first time this week, and he said this. I'm glad we look good, but I'm not the only one pointing out that we've played some pretty bad defenses. We need to have a solid offense versus a good team. And let me bring up Mr. Mark Hovsepian. We've had many discussions in the past. I agree. We have to. I've been saying this all week, the last couple of weeks. I know Mark's been saying it for years, but I agree. We got to see how our team plays against a good defense, our offense. But let me ask you a question, Mark. I got to ask a question to Mark. Number one, who would you say is better, the Carolina Panthers or the Eagles? The Eagles have good defense, do not get me wrong. But their pass defense is in the 20s, which you've noted. So was that a good team that we hung in with? I know we didn't win, trust me. I'm upset that we did not win that. But I think that's a different look against a team like the Eagles, against a good team like the Eagles that we outlasted us because we shot ourselves in the foot more than them beating us. But then you look at the Niners and where was our team, right? So that's two different teams to me against two very good teams. Now, the Niners, good defense, very good defense. But, the Panthers are ranked 4th in pass defense. 4th. So, what if Dak has 400 yards against the Panthers? I mean, are we going to say, well, they're a shitty team? That's why? Or are we going to say, well, that's a good pass defense, and Dak sliced and diced them? So, it's not about just the overall team. It's about the defense. You look at the Eagles, and, we definitely could have beaten the Eagles. Mistakes, penalties, defense, offense. It was a whole fucking lot of mistakes going on. But my point is, everybody here knows we could have beaten the Eagles. We should have beaten the Eagles. Is that, again, I'm not hyping this at all, but when there's only 6 teams better than the Cowboys overall, it's hard to find a team that you can say, oh, that's a good team, or that's a good defense, or that's, saying, if you have only 6 teams, but if we're the 7th best team in the league, more or less in that range, then every team we play is going to be below us except for those 6 above us. You know what I mean? So it's hard to find a better team to try to beat us, or we can beat and show them. We had 2 chances this year. Fucked them both up. And I also say that the Chargers, some people are saying that they were really good. I didn't think they're that good, but they may be a playoff team. I don't know. The point is, we beat the Chargers as well. Now, are they a great team? No. But I think some of these teams are top half. Some of these teams are right below us. So, and some of them are right now 1st or 2nd. The Niners blew us out. The Eagles barely got by us. So I think there's a lot of context being put in here. We got to kind of add it all up. And I truly do think that, the defense is the offense is getting better, but it's against shitty teams, shitty defenses. So be it. What else can we do? We're gonna eventually play a good passing defense. Oh wait, that's this week against the Panthers. So again, I gotta get clarity from Mark. Is it the Panthers defense that's pass defense is 4th in the other? Is that good enough to test this team with? I know it's not, but I'm just asking that to Mark because that's a good defense right there. Better than the Eagles defense, but yet the Eagles defense, we sliced and diced and carved them up. Didn't win. A lot of reasons, and that's some of the offense, some of the coaching, some of this and some of that. Definitely some on the defense, right? But what happened there? So that's my only question. I have to get more context there from Mark about what is a good team or a good defense. What does that consist of? And give me the list of the good teams and good defenses. I want to know, Mark. I want to know which is the team that, other than we know the Niners and the Eagles, but what are the other teams out there that are really good? We get after the Panthers and the Commanders, we get Seattle, a playoff team. The Eagles, we know them. The Buffalo Bills are average right now, which again, we beat them. It's like, oh, we didn't beat anybody good then, right? The Dolphins, the Lions. We're going to get some good tests. After these 2 easier games, we're going to get 5 testier teams. So it's going to be interesting. But again, we still should beat these teams because we're technically, quote unquote, better than them. So when is it that we beat a team that's better than us? We don't get to see many of those. Anyways, look, as I digress here. Let me finish up what... Did I see that? Jason Renfro's $2 holler just fell through here. And a Go Cowboys from Jason as he's now up to 37 points. Back up to 37 points on that stream, boss. And a huge Go Cowboys. So, by the way, Marquise Bell, we're going back to the defense for a second, which I think still needs to be more consistent and less mistakes because the defense, you got to be better than this in the playoffs. You got to be better than this against a better offense. So that's the thing. And we're going to talk about not a very good offense tonight when it comes to the Panthers. So Marquise Bell just saying this about his game with Damone Clark and how he feels. He said, quote, "We're definitely more confident, both of us, and you can see it every game. I see Damone go out there and play fast, and it makes me want to play fast. It's kind of a competition. We're in the meeting rooms cracking jokes with each other, but we want each other as best as we can. I feel like that competition makes us want to be great. So again, I really like the fact that both Damone Clark and Marquise Bell have really picked things up in a huge way, guys, for this defense to really, if it wasn't for these guys helping stop the run and keeping us in, come on. This could be a real ugly situation at linebacker. A real ugly situation at linebacker. Let's all be honest here. So that is, that's something to keep an eye on and watch out for. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to update the board here because the man, like I said, Marco Sepien jumps on the board. First time all week. And he's up there tied in 5th, with his 5 on it, tied in 5th place. So appreciate Mr. Marco Sepien repping Hawaii with that star over everything. As we continue, we also had one other guy kind of speak from the linebacking core, and this guy, like Malik Jefferson. I just told you both our linebackers and Micah Parsons did not speak. Probably speak tomorrow, but Micah Parsons, Marquise Bell, Damone Clark, no LVE, no DeMarvion Overshown, right? So who's left at linebacker? Again, you got hybrid guys. We talked about J-Ron Curse, talking about LVE gone. Donovan Wilson plays a little hybrid there. But the guy I'm going to talk about now is the guy who cannot play for us. Like Malik Jefferson, the other guy in the practice squad who has no more elevations. Unless we sign him to the 53-man roster, he will not play with us this year anymore. But he still spoke on things, and that tells me the Cowboys are going to get him on the 53 roster. Rashaan Evans, number 32. Now, I'm not saying he's there yet, but watch for that to happen this week sometime, especially after, maybe a move or two are done. We're going to cut somebody. Who knows? We're going to make some moves here. But Rashaan Evans really went into details about the, missing LVE in a big way, who, again, he believes was helping him, would help this defense, and also that he's ready to make an impact. Here's what he said about LVE going down. Rashaan Evans says he's going to answer the call going forward. He said, quote, "We're going to ball out for our brother, LVE. Whenever you have a situation where you've played the game as long as I have, an injury like that in the neck hits home for me, especially when you know the kind of player that LVE is and also the competitor he is, you want to be out there." So he's just saying, he knows the way LVE feels right now of not being able to participate, and maybe not just for this year, but maybe a lot longer. And he also said this about his opportunity now, if he can get on that field, on the 53-man roster. He said, quote, "I'll pride myself in taking advantage of this opportunity to be back in the NFL and being back to doing the things that I'm doing now. I'm just looking forward to the opportunity, and I'm getting excited about it." So again, it sounds like he is excited about possibly being on this off the practice squad and officially being signed to the 53-man roster. We shall see. So that's a quick breakdown on things. Let me hit the chat up here for real quick with the family and hit up a couple of the other quick comments here as you guys drop your knowledge all night long in the chat. Let's see. Justin D said, "We're not missing LV. We're missing Micah not playing linebacker more." And we saw a lot more linebacker Micah Parsons this last game. I suspect you might see a little bit more of that against the shittier teams to give Micah a little more practice, a little more reps there at the linebacker position for something that might have to come up sooner than later. We'll see. Raul in the house. Lord Azin, yeah, put him away early. We got to end this game early. I agree not just to put him away, and we're supposed to put him away. Let's save our team with injuries. It's a quick turnaround game against Washington. We got to put this game out of reach immediately by halftime. By third quarter, that's it. Everyone's out. We're up 40-0. I don't know. That's what we need to do in this game against the Panthers so we can prepare for the game 4 days after that on Thanksgiving against the Washington Commanders. Jason Renfro in the house. Xavier Hidalgo. What is up? Rolando Rodriguez said the defensive special teams need to score points, put this game away in the third. Exactly. Boom. Hey, exactly. Rolando, I wouldn't even see your comment. Same page, baby. Same page. Mike Aldana. LV has those intangibles linebackers would love to have. He does. He's lost a step, but he's still got those intangibles. Juan Carlos in the house. Scorpio. Splenda, papi. Pioneer. LV, a great teammate, workout partner. He's just not a big-time linebacker. I agree there, Pioneer. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What is up? Scorpio, of course. Yeah, he's saying he's done. Feels bad for him. Mr. Renfro. Aldana Scorpio. Congrats to Motor City. Anonymous ASMR. He sucks. He's a Eagle fan. Jason says, I smell another 40 burger. Woo! Mike Aldana says, Coach LVE. I think that's again, like Scorpio said, I like Sean Lee as a coach, but LVE will do. Hey, Sean Lee ain't ready yet to be a coach in the NFL, so hey, that's a good. I don't mind. It sounds like LVE as a coach. I agree with you guys. What the players are saying, he's very much involved and knows what he's doing, so that would be nice as well. Eric Black in the house. Salute the OG in here. Eric Black, appreciate you. Yep, Micah played mostly linebacker. I know Justin D. He was the best linebacker in football in his rookie year. He dominated that linebacker position year one in the NFL. And I agree, Justin. I agree. We're going to balance them out, I think, the next couple of weeks. You're going to see more Dante Fowler. You're going to see more Sam Williams out there. That's what I'm looking forward to see on the edges with Micah Parsons, but a lot less. I think he's more at linebacker these next couple of weeks till we get to the Eagles. Or even the Seahawks, the Eagles, I think that's where you see Micah going back at edge a little bit more than he will be in the next couple of weeks for the next 2 games anyways. Pioneer says he's forced to play linebacker. Apparently he'll walk. Again, you remember that linebacker spot means his pay goes down, right? But more so, it's more, I think it's the way you use Micah. And, right now they're trying to give him a little bit of maintenance, not overwork him at edge for games that we don't have to. Micah wants to get the stats, and I know he wants to do more than just give everybody opportunities. But, man, it's more important to have him ready for the end of the season and for the damn playoffs, right? To go all out on the pressure of the blitz. And I want to see him come in from the inside of the A gap and B gaps more often. Justin said he wants to win a championship. Exactly. Well, we'll see. It's going to be a good balance. We got to get a good balance, and I trust Dan Quinn on that. Jason in the house needs 40 burger. I mean, I think we just get 40 by halftime. How about that? Let's keep the home front safe. Hell yeah. Eric Black, Justin, he said Micah can't walk anywhere. He's under contract. Oh, yeah, no, he can be a Cowboy for life if the Cowboys want him to. It's more about tagging him as a linebacker, as an edge. You don't want to make anything rocky there. And that means that has to be his 5th year. Cowboys need to sign Micah immediately after this season ends. Case closed. Beast mode Parkinson's. You know it, the Hood Patriot. You know it. So now, let's get back on this. Really quickly, as the final segment here. I told you guys it'd be a quickie tonight. Well, let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, those Panthers. Those sucky ass. They're going to get pounded. You're going to keep pounding these freaking Panthers. So they'll probably end up like this. That's my guess. But Frank Reich, they're still figuring out who's going to call the plays. And Frank Reich said, we don't know who is the problem, but whoever it is, it's a problem. And that's either Thomas Brown, the OC, or Frank Reich. Frank Reich wasn't really stating who was calling the plays up to this point. But we know now. Here's what Frank Reich said today, quote, I'm in the position I'm in because of years of being a successful offensive coordinator and play caller. You know why he said that? Because he's taken over the play calling duties this week. So yeah, guys, Frank Reich today, head coach, again, either throwing Thomas Brown under the bus or just plain up saying, hey, listen, this Thomas Brown, he just can't he can't be an offensive play caller. He's Kellen Moore. I don't know. Point is, Frank Reich has taken back the play calling duties away from Thomas Brown, their offensive coordinator. So they're in turmoil over there as they should be. Frank Reich also said he doesn't believe that the change is that big of a deal, but the play calling is still going to be collaborative. And he also estimated that the offense will only be about 10% different. They're going to try to get it more different as every week goes by, and they're going to try to make it 10%, 20%. But right now, they're just hoping for 10% difference. It's not going to be enough. So now, who are we facing this week? Of course, we know we're facing Bryce Young, right? And, I'm going to say this about Bryce Young. He's, you see behind the scenes what the Cowboys are saying about Bryce Young. We talked about what Micah said about him the other day. The wife talked about that, about how, Micah's like, give him a chance. Give Bryce Young a chance. This is his first year. His first freaking 10 games. So the Cowboys facing Bryce Young, and all the Cowboy players, like I said, some players are talking behind the scenes in the locker rooms. Here's some comments of what some of the Cowboy scouts and coaches think of Panthers quarterback Bryce Young entering this year's draft. Quote, this kid's ability to make something out of nothing is special. They also called him the, quote, like the Steph Curry of football, end quote. Another player, scout, coach said, quote, you love everything. The only thing you can knock him on is his height. He checks all the other boxes. So a lot of positivity from scouts, Cowboy coaches liking him a lot. Is that going to be enough for him to really do a lot? Well, I don't know. Well, I do know that I knew that he's a short, inexperienced rookie quarterback that's about to get his ass kicked on Sunday. Now I'm gonna get back to the offense of the Panthers in a minute versus our defense, but let me just first go through the injury report for them. And they got a lot of guys here. The main guy that seems to be a question right now is their tight end, Hayden Hurst. Well, I always liked Hayden Hurst, but he had a concussion, and now he's still in concussion protocol. And his status for the Sunday game against the Cowboys is very uncertain. Doesn't sound like he's going to play. We know that when a guy's in concussion protocol by Wednesday, there's like a 1 out of like 100 chance he's going to play. Like a 1% chance he's going to play on Sunday. So I don't see one of their weapons, Hayden Hurst, I don't see him being able to play this game with the concussion still in that protocol right now. He just entered it, so don't look like he's going to get out fast enough. It's almost impossible for him to play this game on Sunday against us. So Hayden Hurst has a concussion, did not practice today. Taylor Moton had a rest day, did not practice. Deshaun Williams, also not injury related, did not practice for the Panthers. Now, those are the three guys. They have pretty much everyone go on the field in some way outside of those three guys, but you got a couple of limited participants in practice. Austin Corbett, the calf injury. Marcus Haynes with the back injury. You have Laviska Shenault Jr. with an ankle injury. You have Ian Thomas with a calf injury. Xavier Woods, remember him? Xavier Woods with a thigh injury. And then you have, which to me is interesting here, two guys you got to really keep an eye on in their secondary. One guy, J.C. Horn, who's designated to come back, similar to Payton Hendershot. J.C. Horn, of course, their best corner. Cowboys are obviously very interested in him before we had to take Micah Parsons. But he has a hamstring injury. He's been out for about 8 weeks, 9 weeks. He was limited in practice today. So, again, Hendershot was full. Hendershot seems to have an advantage to get back on time to this game. At least better chance than J.C. Horn. But we're going to keep an eye on J.C. Horn all week. Tomorrow we'll talk more about that matchup, which is going to be something interesting to watch if Horn can play. Now, one of the other defensive backs, C.J. Henderson, guys, also with a concussion. Entering the concussion protocol today, not a good sign. Their starting cornerback, limited in practice today. The good news for him is that even though he's in the concussion protocol, he was limited, which means he's a little bit farther out and ready to get back on that field than Hayden Hurst. So Hayden Hurst looks like the biggest guy they might lose this week. C.J. Henderson could be a guy they lose, and J.C. Horn is a guy that might not be back in time. So that's the breakdown of this grumpy Panther team. Pink Panther, Crying Panther. I mean, shit. We'll just go with, what was that other one that we have here? Oh, yeah, this one here, right? Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Panthers. Either way, how is this offense of them going to stack up against our fantastic defense? Well, I'll tell you right now, some guys to watch. You see them on your screen right there. Number 9, Bryce Young, the number 1 overall pick of the draft, this past draft. Very tough start to his career. We know they're 1-8, but there's not enough weapons for Bryce Young on this on the Carolina offense. He's 29th in the NFL with a quarterback rating of 75.9. He also ranks 32nd in the NFL among starting quarterbacks. That's last when it comes to average gain per reception, which is 5.38 yards per pass. That is, some running backs get that much. So on the ground running. So not many yards from Bryce Young when he throws the ball. And again, he relies a lot on short passes. Not taking a lot of shots down the field for Bryce Young. And that's why we got to stay on him. Shouldn't be that much to worry about him, but we got to stay on him. He's quick. He's small. We get him. He's done. He gets a little pressure. He's one of the worst quarterbacks under pressure. If he gets pressure, guys, he overthrows passes, throws them in the ground. Dak sometimes does it here and there. But when he's under pressure, he throws that ball pinpoint to Brandon Cooks, right? But we're not seeing that from Bryce Young. At least this is his first year, so of course not yet. But he don't take shots deep. He goes short plays, and he sometimes misses them when he gets pressured. We'll talk more about him in a minute. The other guy we got to look at on this offense is Adam Thielen, formerly of the Vikings. I liked him this offseason and maybe come to Dallas, but we ended up Brandon Cooks. In his first season with Carolina, Adam Thielen is a veteran wide receiver, of course. He's been their most consistent offensive weapon. Like I said, Minnesota for 9 years. He has 68 receptions so far this year. That is fantastic, guys. That's a CeeDee Lamb style right there when it comes to catches. Thielen also leads the Panthers this year with 4 touchdowns like CeeDee Lamb. And he'll be asked to move the chains this week and keep the Cowboys offense off the field. Can you believe it? It's basically being called a high-powered offense. So this Thielen and Bryce Young connection got to come through for them. Well, it's going to be a lot of punting. And a lot of Cowboy offense on that field, just running up and down and up and down and up and down. Now, when it comes to the breakdown here, guys, our defense versus their offense, Bryce Young is very talented. All right? He's a Heisman Trophy and national champion. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, national champion winner in college, national championship winner there. The Panthers gave up a lot in the draft to move up to get him, and now they lost next year's first overall pick, or their first round pick next year, which right now would be the Bears' first pick, and it'll also be the Bears at second pick right now. So again, the payouts have not come up as fast as people have hoped for the Panthers when it comes to Bryce Young. He's a rookie in the NFL, guys. The learning curve is steep. Not many guys come out like C.J. Stroud, looking really good right now. But the loss against the Bears is another example where the Panthers' offense is just sputtering. They're not consistent. They're not that good. And they were not good against a bad team like the Bears last week. Like I said, guys, Bryce Young has a lot of struggles so far this year. He has thrown only 8 touchdowns, but he's thrown 7 interceptions this year. He has a passer rating 79.5. He ranks 29th among starting quarterbacks, just overall passer rating. He faces a defense, of course, in the Cowboys that ranks second best at defending the pass. I mean, they're fourth best at stopping the pass. We're second best at stopping the pass. And also, their offense ranks 4th highest in interceptions. I'm sorry. Our defense is 4th highest in interceptions. Second best at defending the pass. Their passing is the only thing they got. Chuba Hubbard is the only guy that got left, and he is their running game, and I'm going to get to him in a minute. But that's not a good start for this offense. They're trying to connect. One of Bryce Young's issues, it's not all on him. It's that the weapons are not there, but also it's the pressure that he gets throughout a game, his offensive line. The offensive line for the Panthers are trash. It's plain and simple, guys. They're allowing the 4th most pressures this year. Bryce Young has been sacked 32 times. That's the 5th most this year. The same failings on the offensive line, you can see it in the running game. They're getting manhandled at the line of scrimmage. So that pretty much shuts down the play that's being run, called pass or run. But let's say running play, shuts down the running plays for their running backs. Panthers' offensive line is perhaps one of the worst run-blocking teams in the NFL. So our biggest weakness is maybe stopping the run, although we've been damn good on that. They're not even able to run with this offensive line, and they barely can pass block for Bryce Young. Running backs wise, Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders, formerly of the Eagles, they're just blowing chunks this year, guys. They've combined, both these guys, both the running backs, combined for 2 touchdowns last week against the Bears, which is a good game for those guys, the running backs. But they combined for an average of 0.1 yards per carry, guys. 0.1. We're talking about 1/10 of a yard is what these guys averaged. Miles Sanders had 2 carries for -5 yards. Chuba Hubbard averaged 2.6 yards. You put them together, 0.1 yards between the running backs for them. Listen to this, guys. Hubbard had 23 total yards in this game. Their starting running back. Hubbard has a season average of only 3.7 yards per carry. It puts him out of the top 50 running backs in the NFL when it comes to yards per carry. And Miles Sanders, even worse, 3.2 yards per carry, along with 2 fumbles. Their running game is trash. They have no offensive line. Bryce Young is struggling. They're in trouble, guys. When you look at the Panthers, they're averaging 90 yards per game. That's horrible. That's the 6th fewest in the NFL. And the fact that they have 2 rushing touchdowns is the 2nd fewest in the NFL. And those 2 touchdowns happened last week. I'm sorry. Those 2 touchdowns are over the year, not last week. I'm sorry. Over the combination of the running game is 2 touchdowns, 1 from Hubbard and 1 from Sanders. That's as bad as you can be as an offense, guys. They are really in bad shape, and they're about to face our defense, about to wipe the freaking floor with them. But when you look at the other weapon, you can say they may have, if there's time to block for him, Adam Thielen, guys. He's leading the Panthers currently in receiving yards. So again, I said it earlier, he's their CeeDee Lamb right now. Same receptions and same touchdowns. Yardage, a lot different. But he's still leading the Panthers in receiving yards. And again, getting older, of course, but he's still very capable, still a very talented receiver, Adam Thielen. The problem with Thielen right now is he hasn't scored a touchdown in his last 3 games. And in that 3 games stretch, he has 19 catches for 142 yards. I mean, we're looking at about less than 50 yards a game in receptions, right? In yardage. He's getting about, 4 catches, an average 4.5 catches for about 48 yards per game. That is, again, horrible. And that's their best offensive weapon. Now, I will say this. Their deep threat receiving option is DJ Shark. But the word is he's going to miss this game this week. He's currently nursing an elbow injury, and he was not able to play last week against the Bears. So, again, it looks like he's off the ability to play this week. He's going to be on the sideline. Defenses are able to defend Adam Thielen a lot easier and take him away from the complete offense. Just completely take Thielen away. Now Bryce Young cannot even – we should stop Thielen from doing anything, and that's going to make Bryce Young suffer big time. Behind both of these threats, whether it's Thielen, whether it's DJ Shark, if he gets back in the mix, you have a rookie from Ole Miss, Jonathan Mingo. And he has not yet to score in the NFL at all. No touchdown for him yet in the NFL. In his last 3 games again, guys, he's making 8 receptions in 3 games for 87 yards. Divided out all by 3. It's very low. Now, the one guy I will say, and he's also injured, he's on the injury report with an ankle injury. He was out last week, is Laviska Shenault, receiver. Just watch him. He might have to either play, he might have to be a guy that makes plays for them. So, they're really down to their third stringers here to try to make plays on offense outside of Adam Thielen. And I will say one other threat you can say who's now also injured with a concussion is Hayden Hurst at tight end. Their tight ends are not that good already. Hayden Hurst in his last 3 games has been, I guess you could say pretty bad as well. 4 catches in 3 games, the last 3 games, for 68 yards. You look at like 33 yards per game and a catch and a half. I mean, that's pretty bad. Hayden Hurst ranks 27th in receiving yards among tight ends in the NFL, and he has not scored a touchdown since week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons. So Hayden Hurst, even though he's been playing, now he's hurt, concussion, he might not even play. That's one of their threats. That's how bad this team is at, guys. So, look, the Cowboy defense, I will say, has allowed more touchdowns to the tight end position this year than the Panthers have on their defense. But the point here is that even with that number being a little higher for the Cowboys, when it comes to guarding tight ends, Hayden Hurst and the rest of the tight ends should not present much of a problem for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are also allowing, the defense, we're allowing the second fewest receiving yards in the NFL. Sacked the quarterback 26 times this year. That's the 7th best in the league. The Cowboys you see him on the thumbnail, with our standout cornerback, Deron Bland, who has 5 interceptions, which, by the way, is the 2nd most in the NFL. He's going to be back there ready to do some damage there to the receiving core and anybody that Bryce Young tries to throw the ball to. And as far as the Panthers offense, they are producing the 3rd fewest receiving yards in the NFL, 5th fewest receiving touchdowns this season. Run, pass, hopscotch, they're in deep shit, guys. This Panther team is debilitated. There's no reason why this game should not be a 20-plus win for us. 20-plus point win with no question, no diggity, no doubt. And that's it. And it's simple as that. So tomorrow we're going to get into a lot more on what our offense, our Texas Coast offense, can do to their defense, which is, I would say not great, except for the one part they are very good at, this defense, is pass defense. And that's the one thing we really like to do. First down, second down, throw that ball. So that's going to be important to look into tomorrow for our breakdown of our Texas Coast offense versus their little D, as I like to say here. So everybody in the house here with us, I'm going to get in the chat here, get the last shout-outs done, and call it a night on a quick MCF Quickie tonight. Let me see who's in the house here and get a couple last comments. As I did all the shout-outs, let me do them real quick. Burn Bar, Scorpio, Freedom First, Jason, Renfro, Skeptical Fan, Motor City Maniac, Justin D, Rolando Rodriguez, Azteca Aguilar, Little Dallas Cowboys, Mike Aldana, a Little Dallas Cowboy, how dare I, Scorpio, Jason Renfro, Anonymous, we got, Marco Seppian in the house, Pioneer, Daniel Berry Sports, Xavier Hidalgo, Lord Asian, Raul, Justin D, Eric Black, the Hood Patriot. Drop those emojis if you got those emojis. Just he said, look at Micah in coverage. He blanketed receivers, not tight ends. Yeah, I hear you. Kitty Cat Panthers, exactly. Beat Carolina, cover the spread, and come out healthy. Justin D, that's the place I want to be. Just want to come out of this game healthy, cover the spread. It was 11 points. I think we can win by 20. That's just me. But yeah, just we win by double digits, hopefully more. In the sense of like 20-plus points is what I can see. I want to have a 30 or 40-plus lead sometime in this third quarter. That's what we, in a utopic world, that's what we want. In utopia. That's what we expect. And that's what I expect. Them boys in the house. 38-9 is what he's saying. Bryce Young is going to get destroyed, and Micah's going to come into the game pissed off. That's a combination that's dangerous to the Panthers. Eric Black said, hey, I know we're clowning, but we have to come out and let them play ball like this is a playoff team. Leave no stone unturned. I agree. We should slaughter this Panther team. We should sacrifice these Panthers. We should they love to keep pounding. We should keep pounding these Panthers late into that third quarter, and let's make sure we rest our guys because we need them right back 4 days later in Thanksgiving against the Commanders. Justin D said, I watched some tape on him. He's in trouble on Sunday. Yes, sir. Justin D, you know the deal here. Definitely in trouble, says them boys. Raul said the spread is 10.5. 30-6 is about right. Even more. Or really, it's really more, but they do have a good pass defense. So I got to think about that. Snug X, our leader in the house, in the Cash App, and the overall board. But you know why he's here. Of course, again, I want to make sure everyone knows the wife is getting up really early tomorrow. So we went really late tonight. So it's just sometimes that happens. And I'm carrying the torch for the wife. I can't do it like she does it. She's the master. Much love, Snug. Jason Renfro, put those pussy cats away early. Hell yeah. Raul said, that's sad when Adam Thielen is their best weapon. Yeah. DJ Shark's their deep threat weapon, but that's not working out too well this year. And Hayden Hurst is the security blanket, tight end. And two of these three guys are hurt right now. See, there you go. Oh, DJ Moore, yeah, he's with the Bears now, Jason. He got traded there to the Bears in that trade to get Bryce Young. When they went up to get that pick, one of the guys they traded was DJ Moore away from the Panthers to the Bears. Raul caught that there. Them boys, I want to see Izzy Mukuamu a lot on our defense, plus Wanye Thomas. Donovan Wilson just isn't showing up. Donovan Wilson's playing more of a hybrid linebacker safety role. He's got a lot of different assignments. He's got good usage in there. Mukuamu is still, I think, not ready to go yet, but I would like to see more Mukuamu in the slot instead of Jordan Lewis. Izzy did good last year in the slot for those last 3 or 4 games of the season. Wanye Thomas, I really like him as a rotational player in our defensive secondary. I like him in there as well. But I want to see more snaps, not all snaps. I don't want to replace Donovan Wilson. I just want to see more snaps on Wanye from Israel Mukuamu for guys like Jordan Lewis, who is banged up, but he's full practice today. I agree with Justin. Izzy got burned a couple times, number 24. So, again, knocking off the rust, and I agree. Just some time. Get him back in the mix. When he plays that slot cornerback spot, he usually does a pretty damn good job with his frame. He's big. He's fast. So, Mukuamu will get more usage there. Thomas Garrett in the house. The superior Garrett, Them boys, we're going to sack Young like 8 times. He's going to get the smoke. Going to be ugly, says Raul. Them boys says, think about their offense averaging 17.8 points. Our defense giving up 18. It's going to be it should be a destruction, exactly what you're saying. Listen, I'm keeping the Panthers at single digits. The wife and I will get some predictions here towards the end of the week here, Friday, Saturday streams. But yeah, I'm with you guys. 38-9 sounds perfect. That sounds like what at worst that should happen. At worst, I don't know how we allow 9 points, but all right, it happens, right? We have our backups in, that happens. Justin D said the tape shows Jay Lewis still better than Izzy. Coaches know it, that's why Izzy's not in there. And I think it's more about where Jordan Lewis is doing better than Israel Mukuamu is that he can probably cover the field a little better than Izzy playing that slot cornerback spot. But I still think Israel Mukuamu will knock more of that rust off and, get in there and play pretty well. I don't think he had a good game against the Giants, though. I do agree there. Rolando Rodriguez said, do you think Frank Reich taking over the play calls, do you think he knows the Cowboy defense? Go Cowboys. I don't think he knows. This is a different defense than he used to face. So I think that we are fine with. He can call the plays. Thomas whatever can call the, I don't care who calls the plays. They ain't going to be able to outrun and get away from Micah Parsons. I can tell you that. As long as we don't play it the way we did it against the Cardinals or the Niners, we will be fine. If we play the way we played against the Niners, we'll probably win by like 14 points instead of getting blown out by 40. But if we play the way we played against if we play the way we play against the Cardinals, we may lose that game, this game against the Panthers. So we cannot take any chances at all. So let's see here. DJ, I see Smokey in the house. He goes, let's go Cowboys. Chiefs suck is what he said. Why don't you go to bed, Smokey? Get some rest. You definitely need it. You got a long drive into Manhattan tomorrow. Jason Renfro in the house said that was stupid of them because Moore was a big, deep threat for them. It was. Yeah, he was. And they wanted to get Bryce Young. So they traded their pick and DJ Moore for him. Brandon James in the house. He said the Giants are going to take Caleb Williams from quarterback with the second pick. I think I guess the Giants are second pick right now, but the Bears got two of them hanging around in the top three, I think. Eric Black. Yeah, I know. Eric, he's just trolling, man. He's in New York. He hates that his Giants got whipped by us. And there's Smokey's first drop of the night. With the $2 holler, Smokey said, does your wife know that the Cowboys are the best team in history? Hell yeah, she knows. You know it, Smokey. Come on, Smokey. Smokey doesn't know how to bring the smoke. He knows how to just smoke the smoke. We'll see you after dark there, Smokey. Maybe we'll have a discussion. Make sure you join the after dark sessions for those late nights after My Cowboys Family. We can talk a little more trash there than we do here. You know what to do. So we're celebrating. Let's all celebrate Smokey's first drop here. Look at that number one. Thank you, Smokey. Guys, thank you for rocking with us here, dropping the knowledge in the chat and dropping the love from above. Let me shout out those that have done that. Snug X with the takeover. I mean, we know the sponsor of the week is Jason Renfro. Got Marco Seppian from Hawaii representing it. Of course, Smokey. Smoking a little too much crack for him. Skeptical fan, always staying skeptical. Hey, there's Smokey dropping the love from above. So, much love to you guys. Smokey, Mark, skeptical fan, who, by the way, is in a tie with Jason Renfro for the gifting championship because Jason Renfro is the king of the gifting crown right now. You got the Jason Renfro there with 35 points after Smokey the Crackhead's drop right there. Much love. And Jason Renfro, of course, sponsor of the week, gifting winner last week, and 35 points on the Stream Boss. He's doing his thing right now. Much love to him. And when you look at as a sponsor, who's coming for that top spot? Who's coming for Stanley Smith's top spot in the Cash App? It's the same guy that's coming for it all right now. Snug X. Snug X is in the lead of every board here trying to take down Jason Renfro and take down Stanley Smith. We shall see. He's got himself a nice little lead right now. For now. 3 days in on a 7-day week. So much love to everybody once again. Congrats to all the winners and congrats to those that are trying to win this thing here on MCF and represent that star over everything. Looking in here, guys. Appreciate you, Rolando Rodriguez. Yes, have a good night. Brandon James saying that the Cowboys saying Kalen King, cornerback, Penn State. The wife will be upset with that one. She's saying she wants the Cowboys to go offensive line and then linebacker in the second round. We'll see what happens. Guys, thank you again for rocking with us, dropping the knowledge, the love from above. We can't do this without you all. And the wife will be back at this thing with me tomorrow right here with us for the defense of the Panthers and how we're going to break them in half. How we're going to keep pounding that defense with our offense and our weapons, our newfound scheme from McCarthy. I can't wait to talk about that side of things tomorrow here on My Cowboys Family. As we get ready to roll out of here, guys, you know why we do this thing here on My Cowboys Family every single day and night for the last 6+ years. It's about that navy blue, that silver too. And we always rep that star over everything. Over everything. You know the deal here, guys. And hey, win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, here on this channel, we always rep that star over everything. And here for 6 years and beyond, 7 seasons, doing these live stream reactions with you guys. Good, bad, and ugly, guys. Here on My Cowboys Family, no matter what, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. Go Cowboys! We got to get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping your smarts, your knowledge, your discussions in the chat all night long. Can't do this without our back and forths. And again, appreciate the drops of love from above. Again, cannot do this without your guys' love and support on the nightly. I'm just, just humbled by the best fans of all YouTube, minus Smokey. Minus Smokey. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Oh, I'm looking at my screen and I'm seeing that. Oh, there it is. Mark Hosepian dropping another 5 on it as he's moving up this board. He said, and thank you, he's going to answer the question. To answer your question, for some reason, CeeDee has Philly's number, which is great. Last year, he also burned Philly, as noted, a 20-plus rated pass. 20-plus yard, I think. 20-yard plus pass by the, pass D. I'm sorry, yeah. Oh, yeah, yes. They're the 20th rated pass defense. Yes, the Eagles are. Philly is beatable. I agree. But that's what I'm trying to say, though, Mark. Is that mean that the Eagles are not a good team? Like, I know we'll beat them. I will almost bet anybody we will beat the Eagles in Dallas. We'll probably handle them much better than they handle us in Philly. And again, that doesn't tell me as much as maybe most people think it does, because we know the Eagles and they know us. To me, San Francisco is the bigger obstacle for the Cowboys, especially this year with the better defense as Niners. But the Eagles are beatable. And if that's the case, we're technically the second best team in the NFC. You really don't have many teams, Mark, that are better than us. When you want us to beat a better team, you're asking for the Chiefs. You're asking for a couple, for the Eagles and Niners. You're asking for a couple other teams, and then it's us. There's not many teams that are better than us overall. And then that's what I say. That's why I asked Mark, and I hope you're still in the chat, Mark, but that's why I'm asking you. Do the Panthers count as a good pass defense? Because they're 4th ranked in the NFL. We're 2nd in pass defense. They're 4th. If Dak Prescott and this offense under Mike McCarthy's scheme can put up 350 passing yards from Dak, what would you say then about that? Is that okay because they suck as a team? You guys understand what I mean? Is it means he suck as a team, even if they have a good defense or a good pass defense? Because we just talked about their offense, and their offense is ass ugly. And they suck on offense. Every single level of the game, they suck. So our defense, that's why I always say when I come into these games and you see the defense fucking up here and there, it's on the defense. Because their defense at least is good. But our defense should be shattering the skulls of every Panther player out there. And we somehow still struggle sometimes on defense. That's my bigger concern than the offense being able to handle the Eagles' defense. Or even this Panther good pass defense. I don't really worry as much about that as I do our defense stopping teams consistently that are good or not good. Because we sometimes have mistakes on bad teams, when it comes to stopping them consistently. We stop them all, but not consistently. So that is my issue. So how do we rate this? How do we judge this, right? To me, our defense got to show up. And our offense, I believe, will do what they need to do on the ground or in the air against the Panthers. But we'll get into this some more, Mark. Trust me, we'll get into this a little more. Eric Black in the house, dropping those emojis. Much love and good night, Rolando. Scorpio, go Cowboys. Justin D, peace. DC4L. Smokey, he's laughing because he's probably high. Jason Renfro, much love. All the emojis dropped. Cheers there, Smokey. Cheers. Eric Black, appreciate you, OG. And Jason Renfro, if it wasn't for the turnovers and some self-inflicted wounds, I know our record would have 2 losses, and I know we would have beat Philly. Probably would have swept them this year if it wasn't for that. Derek, tomorrow we will talk about their run defensive ranking, but it's not as good as their pass defense. I'll give you a hint. They're not that bad, but they definitely are not as good as their pass defense is, which we're going to dive in tomorrow. Texas Coast offense in Dallas. At the Panthers, Carolina get pounded defense. So we'll see what happens, man. I can't wait to discuss some more tomorrow. Again, like I said, you guys dropping the knowledge in the chat. Love that. Love the back and forth. Truly humbled and appreciative to your drops of love from above. But now it is time to drop out for the night. Clock out of here for the night. We might go to the After Dark, MCF After Dark. If you guys search for that, you'll find it. It's a hidden channel. You will find it if you search for it, and you guys can join us for some non-football talk. Once or twice a week over there. I'm talking about like 2 or 3 in the morning. You'll see me jump up there sometimes with panels, discussions, arguments, jokes, offensiveness. A lot of things go down there. Join us for that if you find us. So on that note, though, guys, we'll be back tomorrow, relocked and reloaded, and with the wife right next to me here talking our Cowboy football and breaking down our offense versus their defense, which is really their powerful part of their team. But guys, for now, before we can officially drop out and clock out of here for the night and relock and reload, before we can do all that, what do we got to do before we drop out of here for the night? As the wife always says, we got to drop the beat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That beat's been dropped the way we're going to beat the fuck and drop the Carolina Panthers this Sunday. It's not me being cocky or bragging. It's got to happen. That's my expectation. Not because we're the best. Because we got to beat these teams. Not just beat them. Pummel them. We got to keep pounding them. I know some Panther fans watching. And they know what I mean when I say keep pounding. Don't get all turned on there, Smokey, DJ. Don't get turned on, guys. I said keep pounding, all right? Just stay calm. You'll be all right. Little Dallas Cowboy here. Yeah, 26th in rush defense. That's pretty bad. Pass defense, 4th. We'll talk about it tomorrow, I promise. But thank you all for joining myself today, going solo on this stream right here on My Cowboys Family for another Cowboys chat wrapped up and in the books. Hell yeah. We talked about our defense, our Big D, and their little tiny pink Panthers. We're coming for them, and we're going to shut these fuckers down. That's my bold prediction. We're going to shut them down, baby. Is that really bold, though? I don't know. But I do know this here tonight on MCF. It's about that navy blue, that silver 2, that star over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here on this channel. The number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone, even Smokey, even the haters. Much love to everyone in the house. Appreciate you all jumping on here, hitting that like, hitting subscribe, hitting that notification bell. Follow us on Twitter at My Cowboys Family, and of course, keeping the juice dropping all night long here with us on My Cowboys Family. We'll be back tomorrow for some more. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe. Peace. And oh yeah, I almost forgot. Never ever forget, Go Cowboys.
Monk on the